Okay, I'm back in business. The bike is working again. If you saw my earlier post on EP8 motor failure, you'll remember what happened. I was out on the trail and things went bad. Okay, we're gonna head down. We're not all the way to the top, but my bike stopped working. I should say the motor stopped working. This is miserable. Oh, friggin' going downhill, and I'm pedaling hard to get moving. So now I have a working bike. What was the problem? The problem was the connector between the motor and the battery. So this is the cover to the connector to the motor and the battery. So actually this is the connector. It's called the Rosenberger connector. This here is the end of it. It's magnetic. It connects to the battery right there. You can see it's a little dirty there. But then this cable runs kind of a circuitous route behind the crank up and over the motor, and then connects in to the top of the motor right about there. I'm not going to pull this cover off. I'll tell you why in a minute. But that connector itself is pretty fragile, and if you pull that cover off, say you're on the trail and you're trying to get things connected again, and you don't pull the motor completely out, or you do and you're a home mechanic or you're a bike mechanic and you don't do it right, it's pretty fragile. It can break, and if it breaks, you're kind of messed up because the connector itself is hardwired in on the motor side. So if you're an authorized Shimano mechanic, you probably are not going to be authorized to go into the motor and fix a hardwire connection to replace a connection between that Rosenberger cable and the motor. So what ended up happening with this bike was the cable was a problem. That was determined. The connection to the motor was a problem. So they had to replace the cable, but they also had to replace the entire motor because they couldn't repair that little connector. That seems to be a problem for Shimano. Maybe between Shimano and Canyon because of the way Canyon routes the cable in there. But I would say most of it, in my opinion, rests on Shimano because that connector is so fragile. It should be either replaceable or much more durable. I'm thinking recall. I don't know. But for now, I've got a new motor. I've got a new connector. I'm not going in there and messing with it. It has another problem. It's going back to the shop. Paco's, my local bike shop. I bought their t-shirt because I'm so happy with them getting me a new motor and getting this thing back on the road. So now I'm going to go for a ride.